Here we are. Are you a robot?
Ready.
Okay. That was
Go.
That was just the beginning of stuff. Okay, here we are. We are the Evil Cheese Guys, and it's springtime.
Spring is in the air. It's
April.
It's warm. I'm feeling springy.
Like a robot? Is that what you would?
Yeah, bringing. Yeah, spring.
Robots are made of spring.
Yes.
Which means it's time for spring cleaning. Cleaning your house, cleaning dust off.
Right. But more importantly, cleaning your board game collection. That's the most important thing to clean.
Yeah. If you're anything like us, you have a lot of games, and some of them are probably just taking up space on your shelves, in your closet, under your bed, in the trunk of your car.
Yep.
And you're running out of room, so you need to get rid of some.
Get rid of them.
So that's what we're doing today.
Yes.
We have brought some games with us that we're ready to kind of purge from our collections. And we're going to kind of vote them off, let each other vote out the games we think we don't need to keep anymore, or vote in some of the games we think are worthy of keeping.
Yeah, almost like a March Madness tournament kind of thing. This one versus this one, and then they'll move on, and this one versus this one. And each one of us will have a most needs to be gotten rid of winner, and a let's keep this one in our collection loser. You know,
Right.
so we'll see how it goes. But each one of us is going to present 4 games, and we'll have kind of a winner and a loser, however you define that. So then you can kind of see, you'll learn a little bit about us, and maybe you'll help us make some decisions about what we should do with our damage.
Yeah. And maybe help you too. If you're having a hard time, you're sitting on the fence between a few different games, and you're like, oh, this one's kind of similar to this one.
Grab your family members and make them do this.
Right.
Yes.
Right. Mom, vote on this.
After you like it,
She'll be like,
subscribe.
throw them all out.
Mom, what do you think of Terra Mystica? Great. So without further ado, Casey, you want to present us your first two games, why you picked them, and we will discuss the merits and demerits of each selection.
Great. My first pair, Munchkin, and I have a couple different versions here, and Defenders of the Last Stand. And I chose this pairing because there's a lot of nostalgia and backstory here.
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to start. Let's start here with Defenders of the Last Stand. Back when we were kind of starting up playing board games regularly again, you had a game called Defenders of the Realm.
Yes. I wondered if they were related.
A high fantasy, almost like Castle Panic. You're like defending the kingdom, and orcs are coming in.
Really similar to Pandemic.
Sure.
Yeah,
because
outbreaks
orcs are spreading out
creatures
across the board, but it had a lot of fantasy flavor. Like you picked your classes, and they had special abilities that helped you clear out different things. There were like ranged characters. We played it a lot, like regularly. It was part of our like routine to play. We'll play some Defenders, and then we'll play something else. So we loved that game. Sidebar question: you still own that game?
I do not.
Okay.
I do not. Probably for some of the reasons you're considering getting rid of this game.
Sure. And that might help us decide if we keep this or not. This takes that same formula and like Mad Maxified.
Right, it looks kind of post-apocalyptic.
Very much.
It says right here, a post-apocalyptic adventure board game for 1 to 5 players.
Yes.
It's exactly that.
The name befuddles me.
Well, so the city that you're defending that's in the middle of the map is called The Last Stand.
Yeah.
And it's like the last city of...
That's a bad name for a town. I feel like if you name your town that, you're in a post-apocalyptic future? No, bad things are going to happen. Let's go to Last Stand. Sure.
But everything's
left in the
nuclear wasteland. And there's like crazy demon.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think if you name your city Last Stand, you're guaranteeing you're going to be under siege soon.
Well, maybe you already
were.
And you're like,
you are
today,
right?
Yeah. So it took that high fantasy defend the realm of thing and put a whole bunch of biker gangs on it, and like mutations. There's like radioactive zones that you could go to. which was cool because you would mutate and gain like powers, which were powerful. But if you got too much radioactivity, you would like turn into a monster, and your teammates would have to deal with you after that point because you had lost your humanity.
So like as far as differences from Defenders of the Realm, there's some distinct differences.
There is, both in terms of theme and gameplay. The map is a little bit different, like what you're doing and to manage what's going on. Different. Yeah, this had more like cards, more items. Again, the mutations that the first one did.
Right.
So it was distinct enough that at the time we were like, we love Defenders of the Realm. Let's try a different version.
Yes.
We didn't play it all that often. We played it from time.
Yes. I mean, gameplay-wise, do you feel like they're real similar? Just like you sit down and play Defenders of the Realm, it's going to be about the same time. You're going to get a lot of the same feels.
This one might be differently.
Longer. Yeah, I think this one was more involved and took longer to play. Not by a ton,
not by a lot.
You would know. But it's one of those things where you probably wouldn't have both. If you owned Defenders of the Realm, you might not need this one, and vice versa. Unless you have some reason to really want both.
All right.
So that's the story behind Defenders of the Last Stand.
Great.
Munchkin was kind of around a similar time. It was kind of right when we were getting into games. We were playing a lot of Pandemic. We played a lot of Munchkin. We had a ton of versions. There's like 50 different versions of Munchkin.
Right, I think Eric, you had us play like a Marvel version, and the original version is like a dungeon crawling kind of fantasy version,
but in like card form. So you're like playing items to make yourself stronger, and then you like draw from the monster deck, and you use your tableau of steps to fight the monsters, and you're just like gaining treasure and stuff.
But the other players can also help the monsters defeat you.
Right.
So this is like a very I'm gonna screw you over.
And so, so I'm assuming this is just pirate that and post-apocalyptic that.
Yes, and they do lean into the flavors of that. Like in Munchkin Booty, which is the pirate one, there are cards like you get +2 attack if you use a pirate accent on your turn.
Oh my!
So you're like, yahar! I'm playing my hook card, yahar! And if you don't do that, you don't get the bonus. So it like adds some silly flavor. Gotcha. And they're all a little bit different with the cards. You can mix and match them a little bit if you want. There's a ton of different versions.
It's a pretty quick play too, isn't it?
It's pretty fast. It's very light. Like kids, it's so easy to do. You're like, here, this adds +2 points. The monster's 10. What are you gonna do?
It's wacky.
It's wacky. Yeah. But we kind of graduated from it. Like there's other games that kind of do that and then like add more layers of complexity and interesting mechanics. And so we just kind of never went back to Munchkin. So that's my first pairing between Defenders of the Last Stand and the last remaining Munchkin versions that I have.
Now, so how do we want to do this? Do we each get a vote, or do we want to we talk together and reach a consensus and then make a recommendation?
If it's a tie, maybe I break the tie.
Right, okay.
Like, this is the one I
want to keep more. We can cut this out. When you vote, walk through your thought process.
Sure. Okay.
Between these two, why do you think I should keep which one?
Got it.
I can go first on this. For me, I remember playing Defenders of the Realm with you guys and having fun doing that. I remember that experience, and that alone tells me a lot. I think Munchkin, it's kind of everywhere and every flavor to the point that it's sort of I'm sick of even seeing it in game stores.
Right.
And I, so my vote is definitely to get rid of Munchkin and to save Defenders of the Last Stand. Okay. That's my reasoning.
Cool. What say you?
Do
you remember these eras?
Yes, I do. Munchkin is great if you're just hanging out and being wacky, but like you said, we graduated. And I think a lot of people graduate. It's not the most streamlined game. There's a lot of confusing parts. It's mean.
It can be kind of spiteful.
It can kind of go on. So there's a lot of problems, but it's you kind of know that getting into it, you just play it for fun. Right. Defenders of the Last Stand. I got rid of Defenders of the Realm because that
hurts me. I want you to know it physically is
and it hurt me too, but I come at purging very practically, very, very stoically, if you will.
Cold.
You still haven't given any reasons. You might
yes. The game, I like these games. Don't get me wrong, I like these games. They're just hard to get onto the table for some reason.
Is there a lot of stuff? Is it hard? It's hard. It takes a while to set up.
It's not that it's hard to play or do, and it's co-op, so that helps too. Yeah. But it says 2 to 3 hours on the back. I mean, it's definitely 3 hours. And they're fun, and this one in particular, you have a lot of things like stacking, like you're getting like special abilities or cards, and it's like one of these things where it's like, oh my god, I have so many things now, there's so much going on. But the designer came at this from wanting fun and theme. Like this is like Mad Max, like wacky, crazy Mad Max as much as you can.
Like guitar playing flamethrowers kind of thing.
Exactly. I'm gonna vote Munchkin. Because to get rid of. I just don't think there's any good reason to keep it, and this has a reason to because it is technically a well-designed, very thematic, fun game, but not by much.
Yeah, I mean, I would just say, hey, let's play this, and I would. I mean, that's what I would say right now. If you're sitting here and saying, gun to your head, what would you like to play? I'd like to see this.
This game, this system, Defenders of the Realm, this, and Freedom 5, which I have. I almost feel bad for these games because they're just hard to just get played on a regular basis. Yeah. So that's it.
Yeah, even if you really like them.
Yeah. It's like, this was a good pairing, Casey. Good job.
All right, and Casey, what was your feelings of because you had to be leaning a direction. I mean, and just because we say something, this is our advice, but you're the ultimate decision maker.
Right. No, you're deciding. All of my stuff I brought, I was going to be fine with getting rid of. There's nothing where I'm like, oh, I really hope they don't vote this away because I want to hold on to it. A lot of them are dated, and again, from the practicality standpoint, it's like, we haven't touched these in 5 years.
Yeah.
Why are we still holding on to them? That kind of thing. And then I brought some too that I'm kind of like, well, they would be kind of fun to revisit. Yeah. I'd go back and go, oh, let's play this. We haven't done it in a long time. Mm-hmm. Let's check it out again, see how it holds up in this day and age.
So if you had a vote, what would you vote?
I would probably also keep Defenders and get rid of Munchkin. For many
basically, it boils down to there's a reason to play this one. Potentially, there's no reason.
There's just better options.
Yeah. And I think towards the end of our video, I think we'll also talk about ways to get rid of games because there's a lot of pathways, and some people may know, and it was something I discovered fairly recently of you can do this, or you do this, or you do this. So we'll talk about that later. But Eric,
moving on.
Your first pair.
So mine are going to be completely different.
Okay.
These are connected in that they were both impulsive buys that I was not thinking about, and they're both still in shrink.
Oh my God, Eric!
The first one is going to be Fountain. Welcome to the elegant city of Florimelle, where a grand beautification effort has begun. In fountains, you'll become a master fountaineer, like all. Boys and girls want to
aspire to be.
Mom, Dad, what do you want to be when you grow up? I want to be a fountaineer. Yeah, a famous fountaineer tasked with transforming Florimelle's gardens and plazas by creating the most magnificent fountain the world has ever seen. So the thing I liked about this was that it could be solo. It was 30 to 45 minutes, and it looks cool. You're
so cool it stayed in shrink wrap.
Yes, but I could never just find a time or a group, and it was on the shelf, and I would just forget about this game. It looks cool, but it kind of has a forgettableness about it. It's hard to kind of explain when you're looking at it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, just when you tell me, it's like, hey, let's play Fountains. And I'm just sort of like...
Fountains!
It makes me tired.
But I do like tile placement, and there's a little bit of drafting, it looks like, in there, so it seems... potentially cool, but
how long have you had this?
6 months?
6 months.
Okay. Right. And the same could be said for this one too. This one I ordered from the same publisher where I ordered another game that's coming next bracket.
Great. These are all the same.
And this game was the hotness. It's still pretty hot. People love it, and it's gigantic. And it's called
You're gonna get rid of this?
Galactic Cruise.
Wow.
Jesus. I got it because it seemed really cool. Solo mode.
I mean, this is like a $150 game, right?
Yeah, probably.
It's like still on shelves though. Like this would
Yes.
be easy to sell.
This would be easy to sell. That's another reason why I may want to potentially get rid of it. But
Yeah.
Have you
have
you ever played it?
No.
No, I mean like even outside of your copy.
No.
Have you ever played it? Okay.
No. And you know what? I was expecting people to be playing this when we were at the con. I didn't
Yeah.
really see this game played. So
tell us.
So you are
Yes, tell us the basics.
you are
of it.
running your own galactic cruise company, and you have to
like
do
a cruise ship,
Yes.
like Carnival Cruise Lines kind of a thing. Okay.
Yes, you will be building ships to satisfy the desires of various guests, and then launching those ships and send those guests on luxurious space vacations. All right, so that's basically it. But it's one of these things where you get points for everything. You micromanage everything.
Yeah.
And it's very involved, and I'm sure it's super cool. But even just looking at the back here of how much there is, I would be punching things out. And then I would also be like valuing it too.
True. If you're like
just gonna
already
sell
on the fence about it,
So,
and then you're like, I should.
but
open
I know this is a lot of people love this game. They love it. But you look at it, and it's huge too. So it's taking up space.
it. Yeah.
So it's just for you, it's just like I can't find the effort, the setup, the bigness of it is too much to do.
90 to 150 minutes, and I'm sure learning this was going to take a few days. Like I just don't know.
It's gonna be one of those where the first playthrough is by 3 hours.
Right. And then you said you did you Kickstarter order this, or you just like ordered it online?
I Kickstartered from basically yes. I just ordered it online. That's the simplest way.
And your thought process when you're ordering online, everybody likes this. This looks cool.
Yeah, and I'm getting this one anyway, so I'll just throw it in there.
Yeah.
So it'd be cheaper.
But it cost $150, made it cheaper.
The shipping.
Oh,
Right.
okay.
The whole order
Yes.
was less
Okay,
expensive than that other thing.
Wow. Okay. So, Casey, do you want to go first?
Sure. I'm kind of surprised that you're already thinking about not doing Galactic Cruise, because even like,
Are we
maybe
surprised about Eric doing that? Every game we mention is like, I've already sold it. I sold it. Yeah.
well, but even maybe like a month ago, we were like, yeah, we should get out Galactic Cruise
I know,
and try it.
but
and we'll play it.
It was so
And then-
daunting,
Yeah.
and I didn't want to think about it.
You're not as like willing to take risks like when you were a young teenager and just dive into a giant game.
Right. I can tell looking at the backs of these, even if I knew nothing else about them, I would vote Galactic Cruise away, get rid of that one, keep Fountains.
Why is that?
Because this looks like every other
It's
million
very
token,
much
here's my sheet,
a
fill out the
heavy
things,
Euro
score
game.
the points.
Yes.
It looks like brass.
Yes,
It looks
yes.
like any other number of like worker placement. Fill
And I
out
don't
the
tend to
things.
go for those kinds of things, but the Galactic Cruise thing kind of got me in. I was like, that's
The
kind of
flavor
an
of
And
it.
you know, well, I think the word that we are forgetting here is theme.
Yes.
And Fountains, I'm not sure you could pay me to play this. You could tell me this is the most fun game in the world, and I would be ashamed when I got home and my wife said, hey, what game did you play today? We played fucking Fountains, is what we played.
she'd be ashamed of you.
She'd be like,
why aren't you
what?
playing?
There's a game. Why don't we just go see a fucking fountain, right? I mean,
Go to a fountain.
no. Now, if you told me it's like, hey, it's this galactic cruise ship and it's got all this stuff and you're that. I mean, I've looked at this in game stores just because the theme of it is enough to get me to kind of see if it's worthwhile. This is not worthwhile.
It's
But
funny.
it might be it could be cool. Like,
It's funny how
like the
opposite
mechanism.
we feel sometimes.
Yeah.
Because I look at a game like Fountains and I go, oh yes, the theme doesn't seem interesting.
Yeah.
That means the game must be really good.
But you
To,
could
like,
be really
carry-
wrong about that.
I could, but it makes me want to try it more than another game that I know how it's going to play.
Yeah, I think I've played less of these types of games than you guys have, so that could
Yeah,
be a
probably.
factor here as well. But
and I'm always a fan of unique. I think what other game has a fountain style thing?
Okay.
Nothing? All right, I'll try that.
All right, so you've got two
All right, so
fairly
now
new
you're kind of
games
split.
that are both shrink wrapped. I think you could sell either of these games. If you had to choose, Eric, you've got differing opinions on either side of you. What would you do?
I agree, Scott, that this does look a little. This could be a little. Right?
I mean, you got to have some sort of an interesting theme. I mean, come on.
It looks cool though on the back. This one, I agree with you, Casey. It looks pretty kind of by the numbers Euro game. I think just for sheer practicality, this one I will be voting to get rid of, and because of money.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's one almost 3 times the price.
I mean, what's this one? $40? I mean, I think there's a price tag.
$39.99.
3 times the price and double the shelf space.
Yes.
It's like if you're going purely on.
Now that doesn't mean
What I
this
do.
one is safe.
I think if he's going to get rid of this one, he has to get rid
And
of
that may
one,
happen,
in my
but
opinion.
I think that all things being considered,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Well,
I'm
remember,
sorry.
we're gonna have a winner's bracket.
Right.
So whatever one you're keeping is probably gonna go up against something
That's
else.
right.
And we'll
And
have
you
another
must keep
chance
that
to
one.
get
Yes.
rid of.
Right.
And,
So we'll
and,
see.
Until the next purge.
and one of the things that Eric mentioned, and I think that's important as well, is shelf space. It's like, how much room
Yes.
do you have?
What's the
And
goal?
do you have other games like this?
Right.
You know, so those all
And will
factor
you play
into
it?
these types of decisions.
Yeah. Will you ever unshrink wrap it? That's
No.
kind of a critical stage of
Play
board game play.
your game.
All right.
All right, Scott. What's your first?
All right.
Tear.
I have
Oh, man.
Marvel versus System
Okay.
versus Marvel Champions.
Oh, this is
All right. So
You're
I
gonna
have
get rid of
two Marvel games, and I will be honest. Obviously, a big Marvel fan, love theme. I have been getting rid of like the little character
The
packs
expansions.
that go with this in the expansion. So I have sold some of that already. Now, the thought though was I could always keep the core game and still have it. Iron Man's my guy. Iron Man's a character that's already in this game, so I would have Iron Man here. So I could keep this one. I remember when breaking this out, it just felt like labor. There was a lot of rules. There was, we were all sort of playing independently, but together.
Yeah.
We sort of helped a little bit, but it was like you were playing an independent, sort of like Magic card game. Many of you guys know, and I know it's very popular. It just felt like it was hard to learn and hard to play and hard to get to the table.
Tell you what, if this was like on an iPad or like Steam or something like that, I'd probably play the hell out of it. Because I do agree with you, the managing, but it feels so solo. Like it feels like you are just there, and I like that. But yeah, I agree with you, Scott.
So, well, you can have your opinion later. Now's not the time.
So,
I thought I would play it with my son more. It's also kind of hard. I would get a new expansion and be like, okay, Red Skull, let's go. And, I would get our asses handed to us by like the, I don't know, what's a Crossbones. Crossbones, like the lowest level, like dude with a gun that's angry, kind
Watch
of
out.
the anti-Punisher, and we just and my son is just looking at me like, why do we have to do this? Okay. Now, the versus system.
What do you say?
It's a card game system, and there was the research that I've done on this is there was an original versus system that was pretty popular, and they even had some Alien and some other even expansions to this, and then this was sort of like a new version of that. And we had a store, God, that was selling everything. I don't even remember what it was called. It was a Hastings or something like that. That was down in Littleton, and they were selling everything and getting rid of stuff. And I looked at this and I thought, oh, Marvel cards,
Hey,
Marvel cards. Hey, let's take a look at that. And it's got
Marvel. We got a live one.
And it's got, and it was from Upper Deck, and I remember playing Legendary with Eric and having a great time with that. And so I thought, what could go wrong?
And then
I've tried learning it and I've tried playing it, and I don't want him anymore.
and that ship has sailed.
It's a shit ton of cards. There's so many cards in here. I even got one expansion to it because that solves all the problems.
Yeah.
So the Marvel versus system, I would say it's Magic-ish, but it's not. I don't know. I don't even know how to explain
I feel like I've played the
this.
game now.
Yeah.
I don't even know how.
Well, even looking at it and like your little description,
Yeah,
we kind of know.
It's very.
It's one of those,
Super forgettable.
card games, system games that tries to be different from Magic and isn't super successful with it, and you get caught in the weeds of the complexity of it. Nobody plays it. Nobody knows it.
Just like the layout of it almost looks like a Magic card already.
Yeah. So that's that. That's my two choices.
Wow.
There. So,
Okay.
So
Yes.
Please, go ahead.
Easy. Get rid of versus, keep champions. You've played that way more, and it's like already that helps you like as a determining factor.
Yes.
Only 2 players narrows the scope of this a lot versus play on your own, play with more people. Champions, I feel like, is one where like if you loan it to somebody else and they try it and like it, then they can add on the expansions, the hero packs. It just has more versatility and more usability than something like this, where you're competing with games like Magic, other trading card games. We played some recently that are really good, so all of a sudden you're throwing your hat in the ring with those. This probably loses to all of those as well. So I think it's a pretty easy.
Except for maybe Revelations.
Redemption.
Sorry.
All right, we'll do this and Redemption.
There you go.
Head. And see how they.
You'll have to check out our trading card game video where we've gone through a lot of that kind of stuff. But Eric, your thoughts?
Casey, 100% correct for all the reasons he said. This is completely forgettable. I've never played it. I don't want to play it, and neither do you.
Neither do you.
The only question I have is, will anybody buy this?
I don't know.
See, that's the thing. Maybe this could just go to the old, hey, thrift store, here you go.
Or black and red, trade and red. We'll talk about some of those options.
But I would probably take whatever you get.
Take whatever you get.
However,
12 cents in store credit.
I will say, though, I did get rid of my Marvel Champions. And I had some stuff for it, too, and I'm glad that I did because of the reasons that you laid out, too. So Marvel Champions, you're not necessarily safe. Now, some people love this game.
Yeah,
but
it's still pretty popular.
Their Magic. Yeah, it's like the thing they love to do. And I could understand that if you were into that. But
there's some interesting components to it. There's interesting ideas behind it.
If you are not super into this, though, I just don't think there's reason.
One of the interesting things about it that I was shocked by was components that are out of print. I actually, even when... components, expansions that were out of print, I was able to sell for considerably more than I paid for them.
So, the people who love it love the hell out of it.
Yeah.
But if you don't,
it's kind of an all or nothing kind of thing.
Yeah. It's hard to set up. It's complicated. There's multiple decks. You can change around the decks if you want to, but then it comes with pre-done decks, and you have to have this and that, and sorting it and figuring it out. And
my choice for this kind of game is Skyterra.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you. And that's a game that you haven't played with us, right?
Right.
Okay. All right. So we put this one goes into the we call it winner or the kick it out bracket.
Yes.
And this one goes into the keep it bracket.
Great. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
All right. So
round two. Our next round of pairings. A couple more games that have
Oh Lord, well,
stories behind them. It's easy for you already?
Yes.
Okay. Seven Wonders. I don't need to talk about it too much. Classic game. Everyone knows it. I just never play it. There's other things that I would rather play. I like the Seven Wonders Duel better than this. And I like the Seven Wonders Lord of the Rings Duel better than that one. So there's this like chain of like, this is going to be last in that list of all of those. So why keep that if I have access to the other ones? I got this from some relatives and played it with them on their wedding night. We were in the lobby of their hotel room, and they're such gamer fans that we were playing this instead of any number of other things they could be doing on their wedding night.
Are those people still together?
Yes. So part of the reason I still
they're
have
still
this,
playing Seven Wonders.
Yeah.
Wow.
The story and the
Wow.
like, memory of that and stuff have
That's
kept it in my
hilarious.
collection because of that.
I'm just
It is
looking
fun.
at the awards on this side.
I mean, it is a great game.
Yes.
It plays well. It is a classic for a reason.
It was kind of
I just-
really like its hotness and revolutionary in its time or day. When did it originally come out? Do you have a sense of that?
2011.
2011
something
for this
award.
printing.
Yeah, so probably a
2000
year or two.
Yeah,
before that.
but it's another one
No,
like
no.
Ticket to Ride or some of those other like
Yeah.
modern
Yes.
classics.
Everybody has heard
This
of
is
Seven
in that
Wonders. Yeah.
category. I just never play it, and it's like down the list of if there were 20 games out, this wouldn't be very high in those 20 in terms of let's go.
I do think though, it is a step up from those like Ticket to Ride kinds of games.
Sure.
This,
Yes.
like my mom and dad couldn't play this. Like they could play Ticket to Ride. Maybe my dad could. I don't know.
Yeah.
But like, there's more going on here than what people
Yeah.
get credit for. The resource managing, the wars.
Yeah.
Like
It's very well engineered.
it is. It is.
I mean,
It's well made.
It
It's
really
great.
works, and I love the fact that there's lots of ways to win,
Build your
and,
wonder.
and you know,
it's cool. And it says 10 plus
players.
No, 10 plus
For age.
Oh,
But I don't know if a 10-year-old would get everything.
They probably understand how to do it, but not the
There's a lot-
complexity of like.
there's
what
a
you're
lot of
actually doing.
symbology
There is.
involved with it, and if you kind of can get them to
But it
understand
gets
the
lumped
symbols,
into those kinds of games, and I don't think it's quite at that level.
No,
I would probably agree with you.
It's a little bit crunchier,
Yes.
we talked about before, but again, it's kind of a nice level.
But that's
and
something
maybe
to
a
consider.
decent step up from some of those. And then bang, the card game, the Heroes of the Storm, Blizzard property version. There's also a bang the card game, regular card game, and there's a bang the dice game.
right?
Which we've pretty much already decided is the pinnacle version of all the Bang games.
Now, this saying a Blizzard property, was this like an online game to
So
start
this was
with?
their MOBA, Heroes of the Storm. They made their
that
own
still going?
MOBA. I think the servers are still on, but I don't think they're
and
supporting
it's
it
their
anymore.
it's their superhero.
It is. So it takes all the Blizzard characters. So there's like WoW characters and
World of
Starcraft.
Warcraft.
characters,
Okay.
and they're all in there. So it's just
Okay.
the IP flavor.
That's cool.
But this is the one where we have the legendary story of it just
Oh
could
my
not
God.
end. There ended up this cycle between like 2 or 3 players, and one person was trying to kill the other, and they were out healing what the other guy could hit him for. So they were just drawing cards, and we were like, this is not going to end. There's no way that this deck can cycle in a way for there to be a win condition.
They played it out.
And they played it out.
Played it out.
Well, we made a homebrew rule. There's this like time bomb card, and we were like, we're going to keep that in. It's always going to be in, so eventually it's going to move around and run out of time and blow somebody up. That was our only solution to make the game
Oh my
actually have a conclusion.
And you think it would have been
It could have probably gone forever if they had just kept that cycle going. So it has sort of this legendary story behind it. Again, another reason I kept it is kind of for the memes of like how weird it was that existed. But again, the Bang the Dice game solves that problem. It has like the arrow side of the die where people constantly take damage, and eventually somebody's going to get whittled down and the game will end, where the card game versions do not have that. So that version of the game solved some of the issues that we had with this one.
Now, does this have the
There you go.
roles like sheriff
Sure.
and kind of
Yeah, it's the same
deputies and all
setup.
that kind of stuff?
Still have the
Okay.
outlaws. The cards, the powers are a little different.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously the flavor's different. But again, this was the worst of all those versions. We have the dice version. We'd rather play that. So this is an easy to get rid of one of all those.
Yes.
Okay.
So there you go. Bang, Heroes of the Storm, or Seven Wonders.
I say I like Seven Wonders. I think I don't have a lot of games, I think, that play exactly like that. Although, as Casey mentioned, now we've got the Lord of the Rings duel, but that's the one-on-one. That's a two-player version. And I think that's also a distilled version of Seven Wonders. But I played Seven Wonders with Michael. I played Seven Wonders with my brother. I played Seven Wonders with a lot of different people. Yeah. And I feel like it's been a unique and interesting game experience every single time I've played it. I think it's a lot easier to get to the table and because of the different win conditions and different ways to approach it, and there's a lot of different, sort of like cards and locations and things that you can make the experience different. I think Seven Wonders is a pretty solid game that you could, for a group of, we've got 4 or 5 people, we've got 3 or 4 people to sit down and play a game. I still think you could play that one out and have a solid experience. So I would say keep Seven Wonders. I have not played this, and based on the stories, I don't want to. I'm not a big. I never did the War of Warcraft or the Blizzard characters either, so that's no motivation at all. I love Bang the Dice game, and I keep being told that that's the best, and so I really don't want to play anything else.
Yeah. Well, Casey. Yeah, I agree with Scott. I mean, this is the superior game.
It is. And it's sort of a staple.
Do you want to just keep this just so you can always be like, hey, I have this story.
Don't do that. Yeah. Well, that's kind of why I have both of them. Is like they have a story surrounding them.
True.
But you've never had this game on hand and you've told me the story.
We've never wanted to play it again because of the story.
No. Because of the story. Look at what I have that I never play. Because it's endless.
Yeah.
Not endless fun, just endless.
It seems like Casey would be good either way.
If I'm keeping them both just for the story, then they're the same.
Yeah. But if we're looking at the inferior game, this is clearly the inferior game.
And if we're thinking,
but it sounds like
we're ever going to play it?
Yeah.
That one we might play.
Right.
That one we probably never will.
One more needs to be said.
All right.
That kind of makes the decision.
All right.
So Seven Wonders is going in the key
winner
bracket.
And a loser.
Bang the Heroes of the Storm.
Speaking of losers, Eric, it's your turn.
Thank you.
Wow.
So what I got with Galactic Cruise, this was the thing I originally wanted.
Now, just prepare me. Tell me these aren't shrink wrap, these games.
No, these are not shrink wrap.
Okay, thank God.
All my shrink wraps are here right now.
Okay.
Now, this game sounded really cool.
Okay.
It's called Leviathan Wilds. This is a cooperative game, boss battling board game. Work together to climb massive creatures and save them from terrible sickness. This is essentially a cooperative version of Shadows of the Colossus, the board game.
Yeah.
Okay.
You have books where they're like different Colossuses, and you have to
It's Colossi.
Thank you. And you have to destroy their weak points, and they will be like trying to get you off them. You're like taking damage and stuff like that.
It sounds amazing.
It sounds cool. Now, I'm not. So here's these I picked. These two I picked is because they both sound cool. I just don't know.
Have you played this?
Yeah, I have.
Okay.
With people or just by yourself?
I wasn't blown away by it, but it doesn't mean I'm done trying to like it.
Okay.
And I have the other character expansion to this too in here.
Wow.
So, and this one also has a similar problem. This is one I kickstarted called Deep Regrets. Okay? And this I have the Lamentable Tentacles expansion. Okay.
That makes my decision.
Yes.
Yeah, that helps.
There's a lot of funniness to this. There's almost like a semi-Cthulhu theme.
Right, you're fishing for Cthulhu.
Well,
right?
He's not like really. It's just like Cthulhu inspired, I guess. It's just like weird, messed up things, and you're fishing, and you have to like go back to the harbor and like collect your supplies, and you go back out.
Okay.
There's a little bit of randomization on like what you're getting, but the deeper you go, the higher chance there is of cool things. But like if you have too many crazy things, you like go insane.
Is it a points game? You're trying to get the most points kind of thing?
I believe so. I don't really know. I tried playing it solo, and I didn't like the solo mode. But that does not mean that it's bad. And then they came out with a streamlined version called Shallow Regrets.
Okay.
That I think maybe this had a little problems, or so it was a little too
Revised it a bit.
long. So then I'm just like, so then everybody just tried that one. There you go.
Interesting that I really like the fact that you brought us a very different. Before it's like shrink wrap and how and even opening the games, and these are, I've played both of them. There's some potential to both of them, but I don't know which one to further explore.
Yes.
I had heard of both of these games. I remember texting you about both of these games. I'm like, hey, have you heard of Leviathan Wilds? And you're like, I'm thinking of selling.
Yeah.
Right? and I was like, have you heard about Deep Regrets? I'm thinking about selling.
These games have the in common where I've had them both probably over a year, and I never think about wanting to try them to bring them.
Yeah.
Because I'm just like, I don't know if the group's
when,
going to
how,
go
why
for
we
this. Do
play it.
I want to do this?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm going to go with, for me, I guess I'm going a little more on what sounds more interesting. And I had definitely, I was looking at different games, and especially when we started the channel, we were looking at top 10 games and this and that and various things. So I was doing a lot of investigating of different games, and both of these came up. And
they're kind of a similar category, weirdly. In terms of
they're both like an
yes.
hour long,
Interest.
and
I think being the theme guy, I never played Colossus, Shadows of the Colossus, but I do love Titans and giant monsters and creatures, and that's part of it that sounds interesting to me. But if I had to pick, I would go with Deep Regrets, because it just sounds so much more unique. And I mean, Lamentable Tentacles. I mean, that it does.
So this is the one to keep.
This is the one I'm saying keep.
Okay.
This is the one I am saying sell.
Right.
It's mostly because thematically, this sounds more interesting to me.
Yeah. Sort of counterintuitively, I'm going to agree with Scott.
Wow.
I'm going to say
I would have thought you would.
Deep Regrets. I would have thought so too, but here's why. We've really been enjoying a lot of like co-op stuff these days.
Yes.
And this is cooperative, which means it has to suddenly compete with all these other games that we really like.
Yes.
Which means it gets pushed
And
down the ladder.
Competitive then?
This one's competitive and is like push your luck. And we haven't really been playing
That sounds
as much push your luck kind
different,
of thing. So just gameplay wise, I feel like we would be more interested in playing this versus this compared to all the other co-op stuff we have. I've also heard just on the grapevine that Deep Regrets people like it and have been enjoying it and is pretty well regarded. So just in terms of being in the ether, I'd say keep that
so
one.
That helps a lot. I was kind of stressed because I was like, I really don't know which one.
Yeah.
But hearing that makes me feel better.
Okay.
And that's what this is all
That's
about.
what we're here for.
Sorry, Leviathan Wilds.
Goodbye, Leviathan.
I think that you're probably good, and I think
Fun
there
idea.
are people that will really like you.
Yeah. And maybe with a lot of these.
And I feel okay getting rid of it. I don't feel any sadness.
And maybe this will help us play
But
some
we need
of
to
them.
try
Be
this
like,
one.
Yes.
and maybe
we
we'll try
definitely
more
do.
of these. Even some of the ones in the loser bracket before you actually let it go
Yeah.
out the door.
Yeah.
We see what it's like.
It depends
and then go,
on how much of a
get rid
loser it is.
Yeah.
That's true.
Okay. All right.
There we go.
Okay. So, for my next one, I don't have the games here, but Eric will show you pictures of them, and so you'll see. The first one is 4th edition Talisman. All right, so everybody I think knows Talisman. Right when I was getting back into games, I had played 1st edition Talisman when I was a kid. 30.
It's been around a while.
Years ago, and it was like a door to heaven was opening to me. It was like, oh my god, this is amazing, and characters, and
the map.
And so one of the games I immediately wanted was Talisman. I want to get that game. I want to play that. I want to get it out and do stuff with it. And I asked my brother for expansions for Christmas, and I get it out with my son, and I started to remember some things.
And about why you hadn't played it?
Old.
Well, no. I mean, yes, it's old, but it was a new 4th edition at the time, 10, 15 years ago when that edition came out.
The design.
The biggest problem with Talisman, in my opinion, is you very quickly become the lead guy and the winner, or a giant fucking loser. And there are times where it's just like the gap between them. I remember just like wandering around the board and being like, okay, I'm going to risk it for the biscuit on every single thing because I'm so far behind this other character. And you remember, it's about building your character's power, and then you go to the middle and challenge these certain challenges, right? And if you get like the Fountain of Power, and you get this, and you get this weapon, and you get this thing, you are rolling. And so then you start risking it for the biscuit on every single time because you're so far behind, and usually what happens is you get worse behind. You get, and so if you're winning, it's fucking great. I mean, it's just like, look at how powerful I am. But I have never played it where there's more than 2 people that end up being like they're competing for that winning, and usually kind of one. And one person goes through it, and you're kind of watching them and being like, yay, good job,
they did it.
And so, for me, it was a realization of, this was awesome back when I was playing it, but now in the modern day, it's not.
Yeah,
I got this Reaper expansion to it. I got the Highlands expansion to it. That was one of the cool things my friend had, like the city expansion that added to the board. It was just, God, I mean, I have so many memories. I could picture the room that I was in when I was playing this game. And I remember I was annoying this guy who had it, and just like, can we play Talisman?
No, it's not balanced.
So, no, it's not. You don't want to play. No, everybody was excited to play it at the time. Okay.
Do you remember like earlier editions versus that 4th one? So they hadn't really ironed anything out in the new one?
I don't, I think it was popular from the get-go. And when I played the 4th edition, I didn't remember like, oh, wow, that's dramatically different. I didn't feel like it felt like it was new printing and new, it was the aesthetics of it, but the core of the game felt pretty much the same.
And felt as snowbally in terms of one person.
Oh yeah, that immediately happened when I played it. And my son, again, was just like, it happened to be the worst thing ever, where I was just getting everything and he was getting but nothing. And I could just see the eyes glaze and like, Dad, great. That's fucking cool. Great, Dad. Okay. So, Talisman 4th edition with some expansions is one of them. The other one.
I know what this one is.
The other one
it already sounds worse than Talisman based on the hesitation.
Batman Gotham City Chronicles. And this was my first crowdfunding. I love Batman. I've got hundreds and hundreds of Batman comics. I've been reading Batman since the late 80s. And I love Batman. And this game had beautiful art, and it was a Kickstarter, and it had all these figurines, and I had never had cool fucking figurines, and just like, I am Clayface, and I am, Croc.
They look great.
I mean, amazing.
They look great. They really did. Is this one with like the rooftops?
Yes.
Thing? Okay.
Yes.
Well,
and then we tried.
I remember it.
Well, no, hold on.
I played it with you and Michael once.
Oh.
Not you and Mike.
No, we played a different time.
So,
Okay.
the rules are so
So
fiddly. And, I mean, oh my God, all I
you know
remember...
what? I was last night. I was thinking about this because I was like, Scott's probably going to bring this, and I was like, this is the okay. So whenever you like bring out a game, maybe to people that don't like play board games or something very often, they're like, oh man, this looks complicated. This is going to be a lot of rules. I'm not going to have fun keeping track of things. This is that game. This is that game of people's worst nightmares.
It's like, oh, Batman, that'll
It's
be
long. You have no idea what you're doing, and you just want to just not be there.
Right. But that's not
Like
the worst
board
part.
game.
That's not the worst part. The worst part is that there's all these cool characters. Like we were playing Firefly and like Killer Moth that
such
fly
cool things,
and like have area effect things, and just in the rules booklet looking at this icon and this thing, and well, he's on this level on this thing, and okay, so then what the hell happens here? And the rules. I mean, oh my God. I mean, and let me say, I mean, the production of this game is beautiful. The boards are beautiful.
So
the figures are beautiful.
Yeah.
Batman is beautiful. I mean, it's so great. And I crowdfunded the fuck out of this game, and I got, Wayne Manor with dinosaurs and Batman armor and just cool shit, and I got Suicide Squad expansions, and I got like the League of Assassins expansions, and it sits on my shelf, and I look at it and I think, I wish that was cool.
Yeah.
Now, they have said that they're refining the rules and simplifying the rules, but it's almost
forever.
Well, and they are now bringing out a role-playing game version of this that you get a lot of the same figures and materials and can pivot it to a role-playing part of it. It's just, it's almost like this game gave me post-traumatic stress of like, I remember opening up the boxes and just being so excited and like a little kid playing with the figures. I'm sending these guys pictures of it. Can you believe these figures look so cool? And they were so nice saying, yes, that looks cool. And they were really nice when it was like, this is unplayable.
We don't have to play it.
We played Conan, which
Conan. This was one of the reasons that I got the game.
And even that one had a lot of problems.
But there was this cool cube system.
It was fun though.
Yeah,
Conan was fun.
Yes. Yeah.
But
it was playable.
But it was still like, okay, the rules are wonky. Like, not everything's thought through. You have to just kind of make up things sometimes.
Yeah.
But there was like a cool level to it.
And I think the reason that worked is because the world was a little smaller.
Yeah.
You played with Conan and a couple other people.
Yeah.
But in my version, it's like, I mean, it's like hundreds of figures and things, and each one has its own fiddly little rules. And oh my God! I'm sorry, you were going to say something.
That's all. Oh, and I was also going to say, this game doesn't need to exist because the United system also exists too. It kind of does that superhero thing way easier,
but the cool figures.
I know. Okay, I know.
So, Talisman, classic, perhaps too classic version of Talisman, or Batman Gotham City Chronicles, which I've invested part of my child's college tuition into buying.
Yeah, so many of these games are like from an era, and it's like you can kind of see how we've evolved into like having more clarity in rules and simpler design. And,
you're right.
Getting people into the game.
They figured out time is precious.
Right. And
figured it out.
Batman was from the middle of the figurines, vomits of figurines era, and boy did it deliver.
Yeah. I probably don't need to explain too much. I'm going to say keep Talisman, get rid of Batman. Because, like, what do you do with the figurines if the game is miserable? Talisman, at least you kind of have some options. Again, it's sort of a classic, a standard to keep in your collection. And maybe you can sell some of your figurines and gain back some of that tuition money.
Yeah.
Or I could discourage my kid from going to college.
Scott, here's what I would say. I mean, I was right on board with Casey, but how much do you want to? Can you use the figures with this RPG?
Yeah, how sellable are even?
It's just
games?
like, it's like, I mean, do I want to put more money
Do you
on
wanna
top
play that
of that?
RPG?
I don't know. I mean, fuck.
Because I mean, for me, it's Batman. That needs to go.
Okay.
And if you don't like Talisman,
But well, again, we'll have a winners losers, so maybe there'll be an ultimate loser to get.
Talisman is, and I don't like hate Talisman or anything. It's just from a different time,
Right.
Yeah.
You know,
It was awesome at the time that I played it, and that's why I bought a new version of it. And then,
and maybe you could sit down with it every like 10 years and be like,
let's check it out again.
That's crazy. You.
Hey, Calvin, remember when you were 10 and played this? Now you're 20.
Yeah,
I still hate it. Now I'm 30. I still hate it.
Right.
Dad, you're about to die. Why are you making me play Talisman?
Well, and some of these that like have interesting ideas and could be fun, but they feel weird. Maybe you homebrew some rules to like try and even it out. Like we could probably make Talisman work.
And people did that with Batman. You go online, you see there's all these homebrew rules, but they're all different because there's no good rule set to begin with. Like it's almost like.
And how much effort do we want to put into like making this work?
Right.
I feel like Talisman we could probably make work with a few tweaks. Batman would probably take a lot more time and thought to be like, okay, we got
Plus,
this.
I don't like. You should be ashamed.
So, all right. So, Batman it is. Batman needs to go. Talisman can stay.
Talisman's in.
Okay.
To the winners.
Are we doing winners bracket or do we want to do losers
and
bracket?
What are you defining as winners?
I'm defining winners as the two that you've kept so
the ones
far.
that you've kept. Okay.
And between those two, one you have to keep.
Okay.
That's the ultimate winner. And then we'll do a losers bracket.
Yes.
Where between the ones we're getting rid of, which of those two is the ultimate
you have to get rid of.
This one you have to get rid of, and like with gusto.
Okay.
Okay.
So let's start with.
So let's go. Since one of mine is metaphysical. Let's go. So my two winners of the keepers. Okay. One was Marvel Champions, and the other was 4th edition Talisman. Okay. So between these two,
we've talked about them a lot. So this is really just
so
sort
really,
of a vote.
it's just sort of like, what do you think?
Now, do I think just for myself, or do I think what's best for you?
I think it's what's best for me.
Okay. So what's best for Scott and Casey?
Keep Champions. Between Talisman and Champions, keep Champions on the shelf. I could see us playing it. I could see trying it again. I could see other people being interested more than Talisman.
Okay. Eric?
How, would you ever potentially play this again?
Yeah, I think there's potential that I could, you know,
if that's there, then I would keep that.
Okay.
Yeah. Talisman, if you had to get rid of it, you probably should.
Yeah. Well, and there's some value there in some of the components of that game as well, so that could be a factor.
Yeah.
So
that was pretty.
All right. So
I mean, once we've talked through the game, like, okay, A or B.
So my champion,
you
ironically,
have to keep Champions.
Is Champions.
Yeah. Sorry, has to stay on the shelf no matter.
All right.
No matter
So
what.
Eric, your winners.
You're
for lack
the
of a better
two
term.
you're keeping.
Deep Regrets, the crazy Lovecraft-ish sort of fishing game, or Fountains.
Oh, Jesus
a
Christ.
beautiful tile layer.
Deep Regrets all day long, twice on Sunday, and 3 times on holidays. Are you fucking kidding me? I mean, Cthulhu versus Fountains. I'm sorry.
There's merit to things.
No, there is not. You know what? Here's the thing. I bet I'm going to be surprised as to some of the things that happen in this box and come out of this box and that I play. There is nothing that could possibly surprise me about that.
Yeah, but it might be fun.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
They
Easy.
both
Easy.
have a solo
I
mode.
like tile placing game like Karuba, even like Suro. Like
What was that
He says
one-
this, and this is a shrink-wrapped fucking game.
That's why we're here.
This almost is too. What was the one you had where we were like building pillars? You remember that one, and then you put a platform on it and have to build another pillar?
Manara.
Because that was a really
That was a
cool
co-op
concept
yes.
thing
But
too,
that was
and
a
this
niche,
kind of
weird,
reminds
yeah.
me of that a little bit.
This doesn't build up nearly as high.
No.
That was like crazy.
But you're still like assembling tiers of
Yeah,
things,
yeah.
and that one was more like dexterity.
Yes.
This is more like how
This
you
is
layer
more like
things
a
together.
Carcassonne sort of thing.
I'm having a hard time staying awake as you guys talk.
I'm like super on the fence between these.
Oh,
actually,
God, how could you be?
they both have the same amount of players. They both have a single player option. This one actually looks more unique in terms of like gameplay. to me.
Bullshit.
This is cards. This is get points and push your luck. I've played that. Stacking fountains. I've not played.
I'm just gonna hide behind my.
So for me, I'm gonna say
Tell me
they're
what
a
it-
tie,
Tell me.
but the tiebreaker is lamentable tentacles.
Okay.
Yes!
I'm gonna lean
Yes!
deep regrets
So
because
I
the
must-
flavor of it is probably
and-
gonna be more fun.
You're gonna get more money for a shrink wrap
And
game
that's still
than an
sealed.
open game
Okay.
when we talk finances
Alright.
and so.
So I must keep.
You must keep
Yes!
that. But I'm gonna give you an out here and say maybe I'll buy fountains.
Okay. Oh my
I'll give you-
God.
I'll give you a good price,
Pool
Casey.
of us.
Yeah.
having
You would
it
buy a
played.
game that's in the. We're gonna get
I
rid
want-
of
It's in the winners.
better-
It's in the winners bracket.
You're making me want to.
And it looks nice.
get back
It
to
looks
this.
interesting. Oh no, this went over here and you're getting
Yeah.
rid of it forever. Oh
Get
no.
it away from
Whoops, it's in my pile
Yeah.
now.
Buy
Okay,
fountains.
all right, Casey.
All right, you're keeping deep regrets. My winners were Seven Wonders and Defenders of the Last Stand.
Oh,
Ooh. Ooh.
Which of these do we keep? They're probably both in the category of we would maybe try them again. We would play either one of these.
This is like the first actual difficult decision.
I think this is the hardest one.
But
Yeah.
I think I know.
And do we go with like classic proven thing or nostalgia plus layer of wildness on top?
For me,
For flavor.
for me, I guess, you know, I've played Seven Wonders. Lots of people have Seven Wonders. So I guess the keeping Seven Wonders around is less important. This one strikes me as more unique. I haven't played it. I like Defenders of the Realm. I would go with Defenders of the Last Stand, assuming they changed the name of the town.
Okay. We'll just say it's Nashville.
Yeah,
Defenders of the Fortress.
Yeah.
Defenders of you know,
Yeah.
Freedom's Town.
Tombstone.
There you go.
Okay. Okay, I am a big advocate of play the games or want to play the games that you have. Right? That's why you
There should
keep
be a
them.
reason they're on your shelf.
Do you want to play this ever again?
No. Because I want to play the Lord of the Rings.
I agree with you.
I want to play that.
I like those versions.
I don't want to play that.
Okay. Do you want to play this?
No.
Ah!
I want
Why?
this to transform into Defenders of the Realm, and I want to play that.
Well, you could.
You can sell that.
sell it
Yeah.
and get you probably
Yeah,
get
true.
around you.
Yeah, the option, I guess, is get rid of that and get the one I do want.
So then,
And is that just a nostalgia choice, or do you think Defenders of the Realm was a better game?
I think it's a better game.
I
I think
think
it's
so.
more
I'm glad you
concise,
said that.
it's more condensed. I like the theme actually better. I think
Okay.
it works better in terms of playing the game.
I agree with you.
There's like more characters. Like you had a bunch of expansion characters, so it actually has a little bit more breadth too.
Oh,
in
he
terms
had,
of-
as in past
Yes,
tense.
in the past.
Yes.
And the layers of this that were interesting, like the mutations, I don't think make it a better version.
No, that was a little unnecessary. Yeah, I agree.
No, I don't really want to play either of these.
Okay, so Eric, which one are you recommending?
I think, I think keep Seven Wonders,
Okay.
just so that you can get rid of this and trade it in for the ones you
Sure,
want.
yeah, it gives me the option of like, well,
I wouldn't be opposed to that. I mean, as much as I said, as long as there's a Defenders of fill in the blank game that we have in our collection that we could play, then I'm okay with it.
Good to have rainy day. Something happens.
Again,
in the trunk
there's also
of your
kind
car.
of a standard. Like if you have new players coming into board
or
gaming, they should probably know this.
We're on a we have these people over. We need to kill an afternoon. What do we do?
Right.
Like, okay, this may not be like my favorite game, but it's something fun and that you would like to play. And you could show them something. You could play it in 45 minutes.
Yeah.
That's not gonna happen.
Way less of a commitment.
Yeah.
To like, well. They might like this.
Yeah.
Let's play it for 3 hours.
This is a keep in the trunk of your car game.
This is, and it's sort of like, I would call this light Euro, in a way. In that it's not like in a ton of direct combat. There's a little bit of that, it's not mean. But it's this is sort of a gateway Euro game.
Yes.
In some ways, I would say. So
it's pure co-op.
It seems like you're leaning this way then, right? Okay.
I say keep this. Okay. Just for friends.
Yeah. And it's got the better story.
Yes. And then you can sell this and you can get the one you want.
Okay.
And you'll finally be
happy.
So
now,
keeping 7 wonders.
So do we then rank these 3, or what are we going to do with these 3? Or are they just the 3 winners?
They're the ones each of us have to keep.
Okay.
So these are staying in our collections. They're the winner of the spring cleaning.
You must keep them.
Bracket.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
We doing losers bracket now?
Yes.
The ultimate. You must destroy this.
Casey, why don't you start?
Okay. Very similar sized boxes here.
It's really about you getting rid of this size of boxes.
Heroes of the Storm or Munchkin for all time.
This is
because you hate them both and you both want them both.
Yes. I mean, you put them all together and you put a rubber band around them, and it's just
and you just say get rid of it all.
Thing to.
Well, let's put it this way, because I'm not keeping either, because these got voted out.
All right,
right?
I have an
so
answer.
they're going away. It's which one do you have more hatred for?
I have an answer. If you had to keep one, you would keep this. For the same reason you would keep 7 Wonders. The trunk of your car, maybe you could play this.
Right.
Easy
this, there's no reason to ever play this.
Right. I think I agree with Eric, although I am of the opinion so.
Yes, I agree too. This is a bottom of the barrel pick.
Right.
Had to do something.
Like the power's out, we're starving to death.
Yeah.
Let's play a game as we die. What do we have? Munchkin? Fuck it. Let's play it as we die.
Yeah.
This you wouldn't play even. This would kill you.
And
this would kill you.
I'm almost taking it to the extreme too of this is bottom of the barrel. You would maybe play it ever. One is
this isn't even in
erased
the
from
barrel.
existence.
Yeah.
Make this not exist anymore.
The only reason to keep this is to remind you of that story. I'll tell you this one time.
Remember when you played it? It was terrible.
Yeah. There's some games out.
How long did the game take?
There's some games out there you could never finish.
Normally, it probably takes about an hour. I think this one took close to 2. It probably took about twice the amount of time.
But I would double that for sake of the story.
Wait, an hour and a half of that, though, was just 2 people playing.
Right. The last, probably half the game,
everybody
else
I
wasn't
would say,
even
say
in the room.
It's 3 hours that it took, and everybody was out after the first hour.
So this is going in the dumpster. Bang, Heroes of the Storm.
Hey, trade it in.
And then I'll sell.
Okay.
All
right, Eric.
What's the worst of your losers? What did we even have? We had...
Oh, you'll see.
We had Galactic Cruise?
Leviathan Wilds. Versus Galactic Cruise.
Yeah, that one you gotta lift with 2 hands. Try not to break the table, by the way.
I feel like this one's fairly easy. I'm going to say get rid of this one more. It's still shrunk. You could get decent value for it. It's fairly new.
Take into consideration.
Whereas this one at least had sort of an interesting concept that we might want to try. Kind of cool flavor to it. Get rid of Galactic.
This is very popular.
It is. All the more reason to sell it while it's interesting. And again, still wrapped. I don't know. Are you ever gonna play? Are we ever gonna play that? I don't know. This one maybe.
A part of me really does want to try this, but again,
Me too.
again though, even if I did and I did really like it, how often am I going to be able to play this?
Yeah, and that's kind of
Not
true of a
very
lot
often.
of like more heavy duty,
Yeah.
longer playtime things.
Yes.
Which this is not.
Like
Yes.
this is like, you know what? Yeah, you go ahead.
Yeah, I would say this feels more unique and more accessible. This one's shrink wrapped. You can get good money for it and not have to ever lift it again.
You save your back.
Although shipping is going to kill you.
Yes.
Okay, so do keep that in mind. I had looked at Leviathan Wilds and thought very interesting concept, interesting art. So I'm of the same mind.
Worth a try. Yeah.
And then like, I just thought of this too. Like, if this is going to be at a convention, people there will play it. They'll know how to play it.
Yeah.
They're excited to teach me, and like that's really all that I would do.
And because it's fairly new, you can still get your hands on it.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like this would be harder to find if you got rid of the Leviathan Wilds and like, okay,
Yeah.
what if I want to
That
reacquire it?
is something that we might talk about is additions and out-of-print games and the value and or difficulty of finding them is something we can talk about.
Okay, Galactic
All right.
Cruise. You're taking a Galactic
You're going away.
Cruise.
Yeah.
All right.
The ship is too big. It needs
Ship
to
is
leave
too
the
big.
port.
Okay.
The company is bankrupt.
A battle of two superhero
Oh, man.
universes.
Ooh.
Marvel's versus system versus Batman,
Batman
Gotham
game.
City Chronicles. Let me just start off by saying the financial investment in these two games could not be more stark of a difference.
Yeah.
This, I think I bought with change I found in my car,
Mhm.
whereas my other, I had to cash out my child's college fund.
Right.
So, Batman Gotham City Chronicles boxes up to this high of spectacularly sculpted figurines, or a card game no one knows or cares about.
This one's kind of tough.
You want me to go first? I think
See,
I'll.
Sure.
You seem like you're ready.
Batman needs to be gone for the same reason that Galactic Cruise.
Just can't.
It
get
will
on
give
the
you more
table.
space. You can maybe get a little bit more for it because there's those figures. If that RPG is coming, maybe people will get it for that.
Yeah, that's quite possible. It's resellable.
And
Is it? I was going to ask. Do you think you'd be able to sell the Batman stuff for a decent value?
I don't know for sure.
Yeah.
Because this probably not. If you bought it with pocket change, it's probably worth less than pocket change.
Right.
Yeah, it's tough. I think just for space and for peace of mind, because I'm mad at that Batman game.
Yeah, I
This,
think I'm
this I
voting.
can't even care enough to get mad at.
Yeah, I'm kind of voting Batman 2 just to like clear your conscience a little bit.
Yes.
Of
There's a post-traumatic
it
stress
existing.
from getting so
Just-
excited and so invested
Yeah.
in this game, getting the stuff, and then realizing, I
Dang it.
can't really play this.
Yeah.
Just-
Or want to, and no one else is going to want to.
Yeah.
And that's sad.
And it might be worth getting rid of just for that alone.
I know.
Like, I'm free of
I
it.
know.
I don't have to think about it anymore.
I think
Although this is just kind of amazing how they could design a game box that looks so uninteresting. Like it's they probably were
I
like,
almost
yeah, it
didn't
looks
notice
cool.
I almost didn't notice it, and then I was like, "What is this?"
Yeah. It says Marvel. You probably don't notice it because it said Marvel.
Oh.
If it didn't have Marvel, you would have.
Or Upper Deck, you'd be like, nobody knows what
Yeah.
that is.
Yeah. The color is like forgettable. Versus, what does that mean?
I'm sorry. What is it?
Yeah.
So it sounds like Batman is the sell, and this one is probably the trade-in. Which brings us to how does one get rid
Yeah,
of
what do we do with these now?
one's games? And
Yes.
the first thing you need to do, because I was surprised about doing some of this recently, is get an idea of what your games are worth. The Marvel Champions expansions that I got rid of, I had no idea that I bought every one of those little hero mini packs, which are this big and this big a deck of cards, for
25.
no, I mean like 15 to like most of them were like $16.99 was the price point that was on them, and I sold a couple of them for like $75, $80, $90. So know what you have and what
do
it's
a little
worth.
research.
Go on eBay and type it in, and if you just see like tons of them and they're all for $15, that it's not worth selling online. Okay, but those components work. And I'm going to break some news. We've sort of been lying to you. That Talisman game that we chose over Batman, I already sold it. It is those 4th edition Talisman. We're worth like the little Reaper game. I think we sold for like $80 or $90, and then we had a expansion of the Highlands that's no longer in print. That one was over $100. It might have been like $175 or something like that. Crazy prices on some of these. So I got rid of, and then the base game was, I don't know, $75, $80 or something. So I got rid of all of the Talisman stuff as well. And obviously next up is the Batman stuff. It's been so painful, like even knowing how to deal with it, that I haven't gotten rid of it yet, but it's up next. So so that for me. So knowing those games were sold through Mercati. Eric helped me with that, putting them out there, tried to price them competitively, like a little lower than kind of the lowest price competitor, and being willing to go down on them. And I was able to move that stuff out pretty darn quick for pretty good money. The second option that you have is we're lucky enough in this area that we have a store that you can trade it in for store credit, and I've traded in a number of games at a store called Black and Red. There's a video of our review of that. They don't give you like a ton of money, but like there were some games that were just like card games on a shelf, and it's like you get $5 in credit for it. Great. There was a couple other ones that were like, get $15, $20 of credit, and then I got a couple of newer games. They have used games there, and so that's been Pathway 2, and I don't think they've refused a single game that I brought. They generally, their rule is like nothing that's like millions of copies. Although when I had a kid's version of Ticket to Ride, and my son wasn't interested in playing this game that his grandmother bought for him, and they took that one in on trade-in too. And so I was able to trade in a lot. The other way is just donating them to your local thrift store, or like we have animal shelter leagues that have thrift stores and food pantries and all this kind of stuff that'll take games as well. But know the value of what you have before you sold it. One of the games that I sort of regret selling that I sold to Black and Red was, I think it's called Runebound. And I bought that one, and it was going out of print when I bought it, and it kind of had a unique flipping system to it, and I got a little expansion, and I sold it. I can't remember if they gave me $20, $30 or whatever, and they weren't trying to rip me off, but the next time I came there, I saw it in a case for $75 or $125 or whatever, and I was like, that was more than I probably could have sold that one online. So do know what you have before you sell it, so that you can make smart choices.
Because right now, if it's on your shelf for 5 years and you haven't touched it, the value is zero. You're getting zero value out of it because you haven't played it. You're not doing anything.
Unless you have some
getting anything
specific reason for having it there. But I can't even imagine. I've gone through so many games.
You're the master of selling them, and I have learned from your tutelage, because I had not sold anything, and you really helped me figure out how to do that.
You feel like you want to keep it because you want to have like, I had fun with this, and I like this game, and I'm going to play it one day. But then you have to think, are you really going to? Is there not a game that you prefer over this for whatever reason?
I was going to say, somebody get replaced.
Mechanism.
Something else is that same kind of thing.
And I'm a big advocate of looking at what I have and being like, I would play any of these right now, and I know how to play them. And I would be happy playing anything of it. And not just being like, let's pick something else. I want to like everything.
How many? Curiosity, just like on like collection size right now. Of ballpark, how many numbers of games do you kind of keep? You know.
Yeah, that's a good question. I've really alternated. I used to have a ton. I mean, I used to have 200.
Oh wow,
something like that. But then again, as time has gone on, it just kind of hit me one day. I was like, I've kept almost everything that I've got in a few years of the hobby. And I was like, some of these games, like, I'm never gonna like. I remember one of the first ones I sold was XCOM, the board game. Remember that?
Yeah.
Kind of cool game. You know,
cool.
We played it
cool
once.
System.
It was cool.
The app worked.
Yeah, the app
cool.
was good. It was one of the first like app kind of games. But then like I was like, well, there's so many more app games now. I was like, this is kind of like a weird system. There's other things.
And then
I'm done
went away.
Yeah. And then it just kind of went from there. So now I like to keep. And also, there's only so many games you could ever just play, too. Like, if you have, like, 200 games, you're not going to play them.
Right.
I can't imagine some of these people, their whole, like, basement is a collection of, like, thousands.
Yeah.
Or 1,000 games.
And, I mean, that's cool. That makes you happy to keep them, but
those people
not
are called
played.
Or collectors. People have book collections who do the same thing.
Right.
I've read this book once, and I have a library of...
And there is an aesthetic thing to it, and it's kind of cool to go around and be like, "Oh yeah, like Sleeping Guts."
Right.
Like, yeah, I remember when I played that. I remember when I got that, and it works like this and that. But it's like, are you gonna play it ever again?
Right.
That's what's important to me is having things I want to play and I couldn't play at a moment.
So your number,
probably 60 to 70 now.
Yeah, I would say
Really?
I'm in the 50 to 70 kind of category, although at least half of that is Marvel United stuff. So if you just say Marvel United is
I count
one
that
thing,
as one.
if you count that as one thing, I'm probably under 50. If you count that for each box, which there's stacks and stacks and stacks, I'm probably in the 50 plus.
Yeah.
Right. I'm probably at about 50. I've never sold a game. I've never gotten rid of a game. But I'm also quite particular about my curating of what I do.
That's smart too.
So I have not gotten rid of very much, and most of it is in my mobile office. It's in the trunk of my car.
My mobile office.
Suddenly your shelf space becomes a very deciding factor. If you have this much room and that's it forever, you got to be very selective about what's in there. So I think I'm probably at about 50, and really a lot of that could probably go. A lot of that is probably stuff that I could vote out and get rid of.
And I was going to ask you then, since you've not sold them before, and we kind of went over kind of the ways, what do you think you're going to do with some of the voter outers?
I'll probably go through and put sort of a value on each one, what I could sell it for, just firsthand, and that would give me a good ballpark of what I could trade in for, a little bit less probably to a secondhand store. But really, I feel like the best option is give it to your friends who are interested, because they actually want it. Like, the first thing you could probably do is go to your community, your group of friends, and say, does anybody want this? I'm going to get rid of it.
Who would play a game of fountains, and you'd look over like the 50 or 60 people.
And like, no
one would raise their hand. Or maybe one person would raise their hand, and then, or a Cthulhu game, and it's the hand would go.
Because there are a lot of games that are in some of your collections where I'm like, if you're going to get rid of this game, I'll take it first. Let me buy it from you first, because I still want it. I would like, we've done that with a handful recently. Adventurers, Igloo Pop. You know, there's things that people still want.
I will say, about a year ago,
I want it.
I contemplated skimming everything down to like 10 games and being like, these are the 10
stuff
that I'm keeping because I know I like them, and these are the cream of the crop for me.
Yeah,
but that changes.
But exactly, and I don't think you have to go that extreme.
10 is very few.
Yes,
like that is.
Yes. So, but you know, it can get out of control.
Okay, there's extremes on both sides.
Yes,
I have next to nothing. I have every game I've ever had.
Player games.
What do you want to do?
Sell your games. Trim.
And maybe yearly, do a little spring cleaning. Go through them, take a look at what you've got, talk it through with people you play your games with.
I would say there's more options than almost ever before in how you can sell them, trade them. There's actual like groups on Facebook and stuff of like, board game collectors, traders, sellers group, and so you could even do that. That's even cheaper to do than like a Mercati, because then you're still dealing with shipping and they're like 1 or 2% cut or whatever it is. But you still can make some money back on higher dollar games that way. But there's a lot of different ways you could do it, and I think Casey's got a great idea
Go
too.
through your stuff.
Hey, other people might want it, trade it, whatever. So
don't just let it sit and forget about it.
Right.
Think about it periodically.
Well,
decide what you want to do.
we'll keep the games that we voted to keep.
Yeah, we'll
Sell the
definitely get
games,
rid of some of the
voted
ones
to sell.
that got voted out. And let us know in the comments, what are
Yes.
some of yours you're kind of on the fence about? Maybe we can help
Yeah.
decide
or if you
or which
disagree,
ones you're getting rid of.
or if you vehemently disagree with our decisions of what to keep and what to get rid of, let us know that.
If we get 10,000 comments that say keep bang the card game,
Right.
I'll hold on to it.
Hell yeah.
Heroes of the Storm Edition.
Yeah, that's my favorite one.
It's incredible.
Okay.
From 2014.
What happened to you is infinitesimal.
Yeah. I'll buy it from you for $500.
Right. Yes.
Sold.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm
All
Eric.
right, Scott.
Casey, thanks for
See
watching.
you next time.
Yeah.
Evil cheese out.
Purge.